Guys, here are some of the first images of Onvo stores here in China. Things are progressing at a rapid pace. And according to some of the Onvo managers, they're going to get the stores all up and running by August, all right? Because they're going to launch the car around late August, deliveries in September. So you're seeing these stores pop up all over China, actually. And what we know so far is that they're aiming at 100 stores at the start. At the very start, 100 different stores. Basically, one store at every district in every major city. So, for example, Beijing is going to get like 6, 7 stores. All right. And then other cities, Shanghai will get more stores. And everything's going as planned. All right. And a lot of these stores are being renovated right now to get things up and going and ready for the launch. So things are progressing really well. And what's really nice is the stores are going to be actually quite different from NIO stores because everything is done under the guidance of the CEO of Onvo, and he's prioritizing lots of the aesthetics, and it's going to look very different. So this is something to really look forward to. But things are progressing really well, guys. Also, there's something very spectacular happening here in China, and that is the fact that people are finally realizing the benefits of battery swap. Yes, indeed. And it has gotten to a point where a lot of people are trying to enter the battery swap market. And not just these partnerships with NIO, but also other people that are competitors in a sense, competitors. However, they are failing miserably. All right. People understand that battery swap is the ultimate solution in the EV age to solve recharging and slow charging speeds and of course battery upgrades, etc. However, there's the right way to do it and there's the crappy way to do it. And some of these other guys, they got the crappy way of doing it. So here is a really interesting video. Take a look. You can see some of these swap stations that some of the other companies have made, and they're just terrible. And some of the swap, it looks like it's completely manual. I mean, there's no like high-tech feel to any of these swap stations. It just looks very rudimentary, and it seems like you're just lifting the car up and taking out the battery by hand or something. So that is something that people are realizing swap is very important, but not everybody's doing it properly. And even Rising Auto, which I guess could be considered the number 2 swapping company after NIO, even them, their swap stations barely get any swaps. It's like never operational. The swap station is there, but nobody uses it. And this is where the big problem arises. If there's no scale to the swap station, then it's better off not having these swap stations at all. Some of these swap stations, there's only 1 or 2 of them. What's the purpose of it? What's the purpose of driving 30 minutes to go get a battery swap and drive 30 minutes back? That's crazy. There's no need for that, all right? Whereas for NIO, of course, scale is a very, very big priority, right? NIO has touted that right now there's over 80% of households, all right? So places where you can actually live with a 3-kilometer radius to a swap station. So there's a swap station within 3 kilometers for 80% of homes here in China. So that means any home that you choose to live in, you're most likely going to have a swap station within 3 kilometers. So this has really helped with the convenience aspect. And this is really big because right now people are realizing that swap is the ultimate goal, ultimate end game. It's a solution to a lot of the problems. And people are indeed choosing NIO's vehicles. And this is really going to work well with Onvo because mass market swap, mass market convenience, something that they can afford. NIOs might not be that reachable for them, but Onvo is definitely a car that is reachable and affordable by every single family here in China. So it does really make sense. And with the rumored orders, all right, surpassing 100,000, All right. Yeah, crazy. All right. Rumored to be over 100,000 orders. Of course, most of these can be refunded, but this really means that they're going to have a very good, smooth launch. And what was really interesting was when NIO CEO had a press conference with Onvo CEO. So they actually debated within their company that they should push the launch event deliveries back further so that they can have very good results at the start. And NIO CEO was really against that. And NIO CEO really wanted to just deliver the cars when they got it. All right. And not really stress about like having massive deliveries at the very start. They're going to ramp up. And he said that the reason they had this recent launch event and not just launch the car and then deliver the car right away is because they want to have this unveiling and let potential Model Y buyers to sort of think about it, all right, so that they have time and not be like they buy a Model Y and then they do the Onvo launch and delivery in September and then they're like, oh my God, why didn't you tell us about this car earlier? So this is NIO telling everybody about this car earlier so people know about it so that they can do at least consider both vehicles. And then once delivery starts and they officially launch the car with the price and everything, then they can do test drive the car or do anything like that, see what it's all about, and then make a good educated decision instead of just thinking that Model Y is the only car that they can buy. So even though Onvo seems to be a bit far off, September is actually just like 3 months away. All right, very, very soon. All right, we got June, right? June, July, car launch pretty much in August, deliveries in September. Very, very soon. You're going to see the car very, very soon. And with Onvo brand, they're going to have a new car every year as well, and with NIO as well. So this is going to be something quite interesting. NIO is going to launch a car every year. Onvo is going to launch a new car every year. And that's going to just keep on refreshing consumer demand and get people on board. And the Onvo car, I'm just so super bullish on this car, guys. I mean, this car is profitable at the start, mass market swap. It's everything anybody could ever want. And arguably, in a lot of specs, it's actually better than NIO's right now. Okay, 900 volt. All right, fast charging, also excellent efficiency. And we're seeing here in China, what's really funny is a lot of the Tesla lovers. Right, there are content creators here in China, Tesla lovers. They just go after Onvo. They just bash Onvo all the time. And what's really interesting is they bash Onvo's energy efficiency, how it's like, oh my God, it's, what you guys are still going after energy efficiency and stuff like that, and arguing that, the ES8's energy efficiency is much worse than Tesla's back many years ago, and doing all sorts of random BS stuff like battery swap. There's lots of problems with battery swap, making shit up, all right? And you can tell that they're panicking. And what's really apparent is within the comments, you're actually seeing people defend Onvo, defend NIO, which is kind of interesting because, it's more choices for the consumer. And even though a lot of these Tesla lovers are trying to sway customers away from buying an Onvo, it's pretty apparent that Onvo's got a very compelling product that is better than Tesla in every way and cheaper and more spacious and is really worth considering. It's a no-brainer, pretty much. It's a no-brainer buy. So it is very successful. The Tesla guys are panicking, trying to find every single flaw with this car, which there basically isn't. They're trying to bullshit about battery swap, saying shit that isn't really true, all right? And they're saying crazy shit like, oh, there's not enough batteries. Oh, the battery is going to be a big problem. After a few years, you're going to be swapping into old battery, that kind of bullshit, which we've all experienced. And look, it's BS. It's not real, all right? I mean, the battery health on a swappable car is going to be much healthier than any EV that can't do battery swap a few years down the line. So definitely, Tesla guys are panicking. it's an indication that they're quite scared, quite worried about Onvo. So Onvo is going to be very successful, guys. All right, things are progressing fast, which is all good. Stores going to be up very soon. All right, and once if I get to go to one of these stores when it's ready, I'll definitely film a video. So stay tuned for that. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.